Hey everyone, welcome back to Alf's Mustang Garage. Today we're going to do a little bit of diagnosing on a 6-cylinder Mustang 66 coupe. So we have a very rough idle on this engine. What's one of the biggest things that I kind of look for right out of the gate is I take a vacuum reading on the engine. You can pick up these pretty simple, affordable vacuum gauges from Harbor Freight. We're going to go to direct manifold vacuum. We want to see what's going on. So this is an automatic car, and we have a port that goes to the transmission shift modulator. It goes directly into the intake, and so that would be a good place to connect our vacuum gauge. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start the engine and kind of see what our vacuum is doing. Okay, so as you can see, we have a bouncy needle. This is not typically a good sign. You want a nice steady needle to be running here. So we have a bouncy needle. That tells me and it's extremely bouncy. So that kind of tells me that there's at least one cylinder that's just not performing. Possibly more than one. So I clamped off the fuel supply because I like to kind of run out of gas, because the next thing I do from here is a compression test. So we're gonna take off the vacuum gauge and go to a compression test. Properly do a compression test. Ideally, you like to have the engine warmed up. I understand that in some cases like this, you kind of risk doing more damage to actually warm the engine up. So it has a little bit of warmth to it, but it's not fully temperature. But in an ideal situation, you'd want the engine warm and all the spark plugs out. So we're going to pull every single spark plug out. It's also nice to kind of look at the spark plugs to see if you can get any kind of indication off of these as to what's going on. Right now they're all black, which is running too rich, or cylinder's not contributing. This cylinder 3 seems to be a little wet with fuel. Okay, so we're gonna go starting from number 1 cylinder compression tester. Now ideally you don't want any fuel getting into the cylinders to kind of wash out your cylinders and create a false reading. Ideally you'd like the temperature to be warm or up to operating temp. Wide open throttle, and we're going to crank it over several times and see what our max reading is going to be. Number 1 is reading 160. This is a good number. Number 2 is also reading 160. Number 3 is nothing. This is bad news bears right here. If you kind of notice, I'm not sure if you can pick up the sound on the video, but the engine just sounded completely different doing the compression test on 3 versus 1 and 2. Number 4 with 160. So far the cylinders are good, are all at 160, which is nice. It's nice to see consistency amongst your cylinders. You don't want to see too much variance. So on to number 5. Another dead cylinder. Number 5. 3 and 5 are toast. and 6 is at 160. So everything's at 160. We have problems with 3 and 5. 3 and 5 we have issues with. With that kind of information, like what do we do from here? What we know is the cylinder is not sealing. What we don't know is why it's not sealing. So like you could just pop the head off and just kind of take a look, but like there's a number of reasons why the cylinder wouldn't be sealing, from a head gasket, a burnt valve, bad rings, cracked head, cracked block. There's just, you know, a few different things. So we have a tool that we're going to use to try to figure out where the leakage is going, and it's called a leak down tester. And the way this works is we have to get the particular cylinder that we're testing up to top dead center. That way all the valves should be closed, and that cylinder should be sealing. So we're going to manually turn our engine over until we can, and you can, with the 6 cylinders it's nice because you can actually see the cylinder coming up to the top. Once we see it up to the top, we're going to install this tool and show you how it works. Okay, I can see cylinder 3 is coming up, up. We're at top dead center number 3 with a series of adapters for different sizes. So we're going to attach the correct size on here. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to pump air into the cylinder. Usually you pump these up to like 100 psi, and then it tells you like how much is actually leaking. Before we connect the shop air to this thing, you have to make sure this is turned all the way down, because then we slowly increase the pressure. Okay, so this is a regulator turned all the way down. You're not going to go more than 100 psi. So this is how much we're putting in. This is how much is in the cylinder. So slowly crank the pressure up. We know the cylinder is not sealing because we had like 0 compression reading. What we're trying to do is locate where the leak is going. If it's going into the radiator, then you know we likely have a head gasket or a cracked head or even a cracked block. If it's coming out the intake, we have a burnt intake valve. If it's coming out the exhaust, we have a burnt exhaust valve. If it's coming out the oil crankcase, then we have you know, some bad rings or something. So we're going to crank this up. In this case, where it's leaking so much, you know, we have 50 psi of pressure, and we're not even to 10 that's actually in the cylinder, and we can actually hear it leaking. Sometimes it's nice to use a stethoscope without the pointer on it. You can kind of help hear. Crank this up just a little bit. We now have 80 psi, and we're maybe 15 that's actually being sealed. So I can actually hear it really good coming out the intake. I can't hear it in the crankcase. I can't hear it in the radiator. Okay, so I can hear it really good in the intake. I can also hear it really good in the exhaust, which tells me it's more than likely a valve issue. We have some sort of problem with the valves. Okay, so ultimately, like with this kind of information, I believe we possibly have burnt valves. So the valves are just not sealing. So, and that's number 3. Let's see what happens with number 5. Might be the same kind of scenario. Turn this tester all the way down. Okay, get to number 5, to top dead center. Okay, it's not top dead center. Just another word of caution, if you're not like right on top dead center, the pressure you put into this cylinder is capable of actually turning your engine over. So like you have to get that cylinder to top dead center to prevent that. So like kind of watch yourself if you got hands in the way of your fan or something like that, just in case it decides to rotate on you. Here we go, slowly going to increase. Yeah, there's 80 psi, and there's only 15 psi in the chamber. It's not in the radiator. It's not in the crankcase. I actually don't hear it much in the intake either. Let me go check the exhaust pipe. Okay, so this one on cylinder 5, I can hear it very, very heavily in the exhaust pipe. So we have an exhaust valve issue more than likely on 5. Cylinder 3 is going to be probably intake and exhaust. I'm curious to see what the heck's going on here. So the next step of diagnosis is actually remove the head. So this is going to be interesting to see what we find. But ultimately, that's how you diagnose these kinds of issues where you don't have computers. You gotta like check the vacuum, see what's going on there. And then depending on what you see on the vacuum gauge, it'll kind of lead you to compression testing, and then what you find on compression testing, it can lead you to a leak down test, and then the leak down test just kind of confirms or isolates where the leakage is going, and you know we're leaking out the exhaust system on number 5. So more than likely we have a bad exhaust valve or seat or something of that nature, and it's going to require the cylinder head to actually come off this engine to actually see what is happening. So anyways, stay tuned, watch out for the video. We're going to be pulling this head off and seeing what the heck's going on. Thanks for watching, we'll catch you next time.